time to waste. Welcome, hi, my name is Gavin. This is a stream for today's evening, I hope. We're playing Cinders. Cinders is a small game. By the way, I think everything works fine. We are losing some frames, it seems. Oh, what can you do? Cinders is a game totally different than I usually play on YouTube or on the streams. On streams I wanted to play actually Cinders 3, but I haven't played that game for quite some time at the moment. I was quite busy with my work and things like that, so let's just go with Cinders. Cinders was created by an independent studio. It's an older game, I believe. I don't know what was the release date. I got this copy of the game with a magazine. They added the code for the game, I believe. It's a sort of a variation. They tried to have a different approach to the famous fairy tale that Cinders was. I played this game already 3 times, I think. I can show you my rewards. There are 4 endings, so by the way, spoiler if you haven't played this game. We will start from the beginning. And there are also some trophies. I don't want to go very deep into this, but because if you have percentage that shows how many variations of a particular ending I was able to unlock. So we will try to unlock one of those with more of a different approach. You know, we'll try to play Cinders a little bit differently. I'll be reading a lot in this stream because this game is a visual novel. Give me a second. Sorry. And visual novels have the tendency to be very text heavy. Let's call it that way. So let's start a new game. There was enough time already happening. I still can't believe I've been delaying this for so long. That's Cinders, our main heroine. It makes me wonder if I decide to act earlier, maybe things wouldn't be so broken between us. Maybe with just a little effort, this family wouldn't fall apart like this. And of course, the main heroes of this game of this visual novel, I should say, I think, is Cinders, her 2 sisters, her mother, the prince, and his sort of a right hand captain of the guard. Music is beautiful in this game. Stunning visuals. I can tell you that the art style in this game is quite something different than any other you have seen, I believe, because it's done in a very different way. It's a little bit of gothic, I believe, a little bit of water painting, things like that. I suppose it was earlier to complain and do nothing rather than try to change things. Isn't it always? Tonight it's different. This is the night of change, the night where my plans finally take effect. Okay, I can hear my stepsisters talking in soft voices in the hall. I imagine they too won't get any sleep tonight. During the last few days, I've learned so much more about them. But can it erase all the years they tormented and humiliated me? And in the moment we will have the first decision we have to make in this game. I don't know what to think about this. And here we are. Just give me a second. I'll have to check one thing. Okay. Back to the game. So should get what they deserve? Should people get what they deserve, or should they deserve another chance? There is a lot of these choices in this game, as you can expect. This is a visual novel, so the amount of work that has to be done to different paths is quite an interesting thing. Okay. Well, should we play good Cinders or evil Cinders? Not to mention that it's not so easy in this game to actually find a correct way to say she's good or she's evil. I haven't done this one for some time. Should get what they deserve. Yeah, actually, a few days that she mentioned above, they go before. Yeah, during the last few days, I've learned so much about them, which more or less suggests that she learned some good stuff. But let's be honest here. A few years of torment with few days of enough knowledge, so I don't think so. Should get what they deserve. You can't erase the past, that's what she said. Of course, her personality and her lines also are determined by how we speak, what we decide. You can put someone in despair and expect compassion in return. We pick our own path in life. Whatever happens, my stepsisters knew the risks. And here they are. Meanwhile, in the hallway, I still can't believe she did it. I would never have suspected. Of course, because everyone is as dim-witted as you, and never does anything out of the ordinary or unexpected. Give me a second. Okay. That's Sophia and Gloria. These are the names of these two sisters of Cinders. Yes, I'm sure you were able to foresee what would happen. Did you sit in team reading or read the old childish book one afternoon while avoiding work, being useless as usual? Sophia, I did entertain the thought that this might do something like that. She might do something like this. You must know, but believe what you want. I don't care. They aren't exactly loving siblings, you know. I also suspect she might try to do something. She was so secretive and compliant at times that an explosion seemed inevitable. I didn't expect she had it in her. And Sophia says, Gloria, please. Sometimes you sound like a cliché villain from a bad romance. Nice. Of course, it is something. If something isn't twisted, weird, or shocking, then you won't consider it. Not everyone is like you, Sophia. I know that not every. I know. Give me a moment. Sorry for this break. It was something I had to do. So Sophia and Gloria. Have I read this line here? Yeah. Thank you, that's indeed fine. The music in this game is beautiful, perfect, by the way. I highly recommend this if you ever tried it yourself. Okay, I know not everyone is, you're not. Though, you try your best to be like Mother, always responding the same way regardless of the situation. Predictable, boring, and stupid. But you are not Carmosa. Yeah, that's the name of the mother. Why they gave her such a name, Carmosa. It sounds weird, at least for me. You do not lead, you mindless follow. Do not lead, you mindlessly follow, and it shows. Shut up, you! Oh, a raised hand. Open up in the name of the prince, said someone behind the door. It's him. Why did he have to come in the middle of the night? Will the wonders never cease? I guess this night is night of change, if not over, is not over yet. Just as your ridiculous cliché impersonations aren't done yet either. There's no time for this now, though I'm sure Mother will deal with you later. I'll go summon her. And there goes Gloria. You do that. Sophia, I think she opens the door. Open up, I won't repeat myself. Who, me? Enki, do you mean I sound as Russian? Mother. We have Carmosa. Lady Carmosa, by the way. Sophia, don't stand like that. Open the door. Let the noisy man in. Yes, Mother, she said. And here's the captain. What brings you here at this time of night? Spare me these false pleasantries. You know why I'm here. Where is she? Very well. Sophia gets Cinders here right away. Yes, Mother. Be quick about it, child, she said. Captain, will you fancy some wine while we wait for my lazy stepdaughter? A woman is asking him for wine. Ah, okay. Okay, Enki, thanks for that. Carmosa, you think that sounds Russian? I don't know. You should... Oh, I have to remember to check that out. Don't push it. You know this is not a courtesy visit. I'm afraid a lot is going to change here tonight. He said. By the way, do you see how he's... yeah, I know. Thank you. That Carmosa sounds Russian for you. For me, it's actually not that Russian, I think. It's more like Carmosa. It has a south ring to it. Kind of Oriental, I think, but I don't know. I'm not a special person or a specialist with names or languages. So it's hard to say. He's right. Nothing will ever be the same, said Cinders. I must admit, I'm afraid of it too. Some independent woman I am. Sophia, Cinders' mother has summoned you. Move, you know she doesn't like to wait. Kind of true. Fine, I'm moving, just give me a moment. Make sure it's quick. Cinders, can I ask you something? She wants to ask us, okay? Yes, Sophia? This whole situation happened this evening and guards bashing at our door and all. It's because of you, right? You planned it. I can tell the truth or a lie, which is kind of an interesting question from a game design perspective, I believe, because the gamer doesn't actually know. Was it Cinders' idea or was it not? Let's say, let's lie. No. Why is it when anything happens, you always go blaming me? Oh please, you and Gloria love to treat me as if I were stupid. But I'm not. Far from it, actually. And I'm definitely not blind. I know you've been planning it since that morning, 7 days ago. And here we go, morning 7 days ago. That's the actual beginning of the game. Because that was a retrospective introduction sequence. What a beautiful morning. Just look at how beautiful the graphics are here. Moving, not static backgrounds, candle in the back, fire there. Nice. The last few days were all rain and gloom. Today it's different. Today is summer in the fullest. So it's nice to see the sun again. It can get pretty cold in this room of mine. Although I don't feel so frisky right now, I could use more beauty sleep. I shouldn't have burned the midnight oil over a book last night. In the silly book too, some adolescent girl, pretty and dumb and numb, as a freshly cut flower shows divine humility and courage while suffering oppression from her abusive family. Interesting. Who write these things? Do they really want young women to develop this martyr-like attitude? It's not just nonsense, it's dangerous too. Funny though, if it's really that bad, it makes me so angry. Why did I read it in the first place? Maybe something is in it echoes a part of my own existence, I don't know. And I'm not going to spend the morning wondering about it. Of course, it isn't as if I'll get to enjoy the day either. Lady Carmosa will certainly make sure that I have to do the worst chores. By the way, with the name, it's also a thing that's somewhere in my head is stuck. I don't know how to pronounce Cinders, how to pronounce Sophia, Gloria. Maybe I'm pronouncing Carmosa differently because I read it as we here in Poland do. C as C. I'm reading this from like an English person would do. C as K, so Carmosa. Maybe it's Sarmosa? I don't think so. Continuing, the old hag could use any of her servants, but no. She always sends me. I get the feeling she simply wants to humiliate me. If only father was still here. On a day like this, he would surely take me to the forest. We always went to the lake, the magician lake as he called it, and magical lake, sorry, and left a float of bread under the old tree. We'll pay tribute to the fairies. You never know when you may need their help. And here we have the first supernatural element mentioned: fairies, or rather fairies. We have one because I played this game. Good old man, he used to tell me stories about the little folk. Even when I was far too old to believe them anyway. I miss him so much. Do you miss your dad? Is my still somewhere in the world? Rather very close to me because I'm living with my parents. I'm recording in the place where my parents live. Well, what can you do? But enough daydreaming. Honestly, I talk to myself way too often these days. It's only a moment before I start considering mice and sparrows my old friends. What I was saying, they probably made it up because I can't find anything about it on Google. Oh, about the name. Yeah, it's possible. And we will go flocking and singing together. What a sight that would be. Luckily I know better than that. I may get lonely sometimes, but I'm so empty-headed. Isn't this empty-headed? I think when the fact that I lied at the beginning, she's quite grounded here in the world, you know, in reality. What else do we have here? Time to get up, Cinders. The day has only just started. And you never know what the future may bring. And that's Cinders for you. That's how she looks like. Interesting design, by the way. You can see that she's far from being the way she's dressed. Poorly, actually. She sounds poorly and looks poorly. Still have some time before my sisters wake up. I could start my cleaning duties. To have more time later, or I could try to find that book I was reading last night. I could seize this opportunity to do sweet nothing. It's not like I have time for myself very often. And that's the big question: should we clean? Should we read the book or laze around? Well, considering first of all that she did say quite obviously that she did read the book last time. I do remember sometimes that I read a book, you know, just like in one sitting or in one laying around, or just 2-3 days, and I'm through the whole book, and it's like 700 pages. But I don't think a book that she described is such a book. So we can laze around, I think. Why not? Since my father's death, Carmosa and her daughters treat me as their servant. Cinders do the cleaning. Cinders go to the town. Cinders, why isn't my dress washed yet? I hate it so much. I'm sure today won't be any different, but not yet. We still have some time, the sun is shining and the morning air is so fresh. Sometimes it's great to just sit down and enjoy the day. I wonder if Carmusa and my sisters can still do that. Just sit down and relax. You let your mind wander freely, worry about nothing. I don't think so. They are too stuck up for that. They're always busy trying to prove or gain something. Never really taking the time to enjoy the fruits of their labor. My life may not be a fairy tale lately. Actually, this is a fairy tale because the whole idea, Cinderella, it's a fairy tale mostly, with a good ending. I'm talking about the canonical way, the actual fairy tale. But it's good to know I have something that they can't take away. The morning air is so smooth. I think I'll take a nap. And hope when Cinders goes to sleep, I think. Cinders, are you there? Suddenly it didn't last too long. Cinders, where are you? Said Sophia. Well, she's dressed, fully dressed, so I'm quite sure what she said, Cinders said, about her sister's not sleeping was not exactly a point. You're so hopeless. Stop lazing around and move. Mother wishes to see you immediately. She wishes to see me. Did she tell you what she wants? No, of course not. Why would she? Why would I want to ask in the first place? You look rather angry, though. She looks rather angry, though. Yeah, that's about her mother, okay? Doesn't sound good. I hope I'm not in some kind of trouble again. Nobody could have asked me, though. I think you mistook me for one of those gentle, well-mannered, noble girls who care about others. Sorry to break it to you, but I don't. If you are in trouble, that means I get a free pass today, so I'm rooting for it with all my heart, sis. I do have a brother. I never had a sister, at least not that I know of. Either a stepsister, which actually means yeah, she's a bitch. And that's Sophia for you. Okay. What else do we have here? Aren't you one charming human being? Thank you. Now hurry up and let's go already. Okay. Shut up. And here we have in the hall, the last thing that we were in the place where we were before is Cinders' sort of a half room, half kitchen of the house. I used to play in this hall as a child, but this building isn't much of a home anymore. Ever since my father passed away, it feels like this place is just an empty shell. Hermosa does her best to keep the residence in its formal splendor. I guess most would be fooled by it, but for me this place feels like it is fading away. Oh, so you didn't get lost after all. And here we have Gloria. I was starting to think you could find your way. Couldn't find your way. It seems you were just taking your precious time with no regret for the rest of us. You're as hopeless, irresponsible as that sister of mine. Gloria, no wonder that mother can't count on anyone other than me in this house. Gloria. I think she's the older of the two sisters. Don't tell me you can cut up daydreaming about some prince coming to save you. No, did you? Well, actually, she was. Or, no, she was, how I did this. Oh, I know. I rather allowed her to daydream, so she was not thinking about the prince. Not really. Not really. I'm not a little girl anymore, Gloria. I learned a long time ago that I can't rely on anybody but myself. No prince is going to magically appear and rescue me. My, you really are more intelligent than you look. And just look at her face. Shocked. And you've already learned such a great life lesson at such a young age. I am impressed. I suppose you have that much over Sophia, at least. Stupid girl still clings to her childish fairy tales. Well, that's none of my business. What she does in that empty mind of hers. There are more pressing issues at the moment. Specifically, Mother would like to speak with you. She says she has a special job for you. If that's something rudimentary enough for you to handle. Okay, I think we can do that. So you were sent here to fetch me then. Mother entrusts me with important tasks. Don't mistake me for being on your level. Now we have a very... So yeah, in this social ladder of this house, Cinders is at the bottom. Right there with the servants. Wait here, I'll let her know that you're finally rolled out of the bed. Okay. What should I tell her? Are you not tired of this or alright? Yeah, let's go right, because I know what the other option brings. The other option is Cinders trying to sort of empathize with with Gloria, and creating something we would call a connection, emotional connection. Do your thing. Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. The room feels empty again. Even Gloria's presence is better than nothing. Thankfully, I feel bad for her. I may be the servant around here, but her situation isn't that different from mine. Both Gloria and Sophia spent every waking moment doing Carmos's bidding. Just because it's not scrubbing floors doesn't mean they are not servants too. And here we have Lady Carmosa. So you're finally up, you lazy girl. Can anyone in this house just do what is asked of them? I swear, you feeble-minded girl. Girls are going to be the death of me. And yeah, that's her. Another character is introduced. Bah, you wasted too much of my time already. I have a job. Go into town and find the merchant Proteus. I need you to pay him for a certain service. Sorry. I'm giving you 200 sovereigns exactly. Sovereigns. That was a money in another game. So I can't remember which one. Anyone knows? Feel free to point that in the chat room. I think it was either sovereigns. I think it's one of my favorite games. Don't dare to lose them. I must be a fool to entrust you with such money. But unfortunately, I have no one else to send. I have better plans for those two useless daughters of mine. Now, hurry up, child. This is of the essence. Oh, the important task ahead of us. Carmosa has been speaking to you this whole time, alternating between insults and orders. I really have this to silently accept this. We can either say that we want to refuse, which would actually create a new line in the story. Ask her about services, what is the payment for, or I will. It's a better idea, I think, to do this because to not argue. So none of these two options. Now I think. Give me a second. Oh, great! You don't see the option. Fuck. Give me a second. Can I do something with this? Let me try. I will try to edit a little bit this. Oh, fuck. This is stupid. Yeah, that's more like it. Now you see the whole thing. Great. Sorry for that. Black borders. I will take. Okay. Let's go back to the game. Now when the how to say it, the stream was altered a little bit. Fine. Let's do this. Okay, I'll go. Really? Look at the face now. Great. Finally, someone wise enough to not question my orders. Only my daughters would follow suit. I've other things to deal with now. Don't dawdle. Understood? Okay, here goes lowering the volume of the music. How now? Tell me. Better or worse? Or rather, give me a second. Let's go to the options. Fuck. There can be music or they cannot be music. Ugh. The microphone is 100% on. Yeah. Tell me how is it now? Because I have no way of altering the music sounds, or rather, wait a second. There's still one place where I can alter the music. Just give me a second. I'll go to the mixer. Yeah, something like this. I don't think I can do better. So let's go back to the game. I suppose it could be worse. A trip to town isn't such a terrible thing. It's a beautiful day and a great excuse to get away from the house. Won't even get in trouble for leaving as quickly as I can. Besides, Tobias has always been nice to me, so I'll enjoy seeing him again. This could be a rather pleasant trip. The problem with the sound is sometimes that on YouTube, I can, when I edit the videos, I can do it, and in here we're live, so, you know. I can go to the forest, there, and by the way, you can see all the places where we will eventually go on the stream. Cemetery, town, palace, forest, and the residence itself. So we go to the forest. Yeah, fine. Good to hear that the sound is good. I suppose I should be grateful, even though Carmosa practically kicked me out of the house. It's better than staying there. It really is beautiful here. It's a much needed break from the toxic house. The lake that my father took me as a child isn't far away too. I really miss our trips to the lake. It would be nice to visit it again, if only for the sake of memories. I wonder if I have enough time. Carmosa did tell me to hurry after all. So should we go to the lake, or should we go to the town? Enki, would you like to decide? Would you like to decide where should we go? To the lake or to the town? Interactivity is an important thing in games, so let me interact with my viewers. Viewers. Feel free to put that in the comments. I'm waiting. Lake or town? Come on. Tell me. To the lake. Well, what can we find in the lake? Lake is shiny, possibly, a lot of nature, trees. And the town, crowded, full of people. But you know, people is also good. Okay, you decided lake, so we go to the lake. Carmosa will yell at me when I get back, so no matter what I do, it's impossible to please that woman. Well, then I suppose a trip to the lake will make a difference one way or another. It's been long since my last visit, and I do miss it. I'll go. What I can't see. What do you mean I can't see it yet? I don't actually understand. Here we are. I'm glad to choose to come. This place is just as beautiful as it was when father used to take me here. As a child I knew that this place was magical, but I've outgrown fairy tales now. Still, there's something to this place. It feels enchanted. Maybe it's because it hasn't changed a bit since I was a little brat. I remember that father would always leave a gift for the fairies every time we visit. Maybe I should do the same. Now, the thing is, I don't want a playthrough with the fairy as a main sort of a you know, person, because I did such a playthrough already. I played this game 2 times, and two times fully. I read the whole things and thought about how to play, how to narrate actually through this game, uh, and and now I want to do this a little bit differently. Then I played 2 times, just rushing through scenes. Um, yeah, the comments sometimes appear a little bit with a little bit of a lag or a delay, as you'd like to call it. Okay, so coming back to the game. So I don't want to leave a gift. I don't want to leave a gift because I don't think it will be silly, but I just, from a player perspective, I want to play a different path through the game. So no, that wouldn't be silly. It's a charming thought, but I'm not a little girl anymore. I can't sit around believing that fairies will come and save me. Wishing for magic is really just laziness. I can take my fate into my own hands. If I want my life to change, I'll do it on my own. And, by the way, you see how this choice also alters Cinders' perspective on different things. Well, I'm still happy that I came. There are a lot of beautiful memories here. I really need to get going, though. Time to go into town. And, yeah, not like I have a choice. Finally at the town. I should probably head straight to Tobias's shop. Strange. Crowd over there. Everyone seems to be surrounding that building. I wonder if someone around here can tell me what's going on. Excuse me, madam. Could you tell me what that crowd is for? Oh, child, haven't you heard? A bunch of good-for-nothing thugs took their hideout there. Bastard kidnapped a child. I'm sure you know it's market day today. A lot of folks coming into town to trade their wares. There's also the unwelcome element, what I mean. Now, the thing is that's funny about this line is the element, the word element used. What is funny is such a looking woman like this, a townswoman. She looks very much like a member of a crowd. And she's not the type of person who would use the word element describing, thugs, bandits, or people with a lousy reputation. One of the merchants caught some ruffians red-handed stealing from him, like it's not one's business. So we naturally grabbed whatever pointy things came in handy and made sure these lowlifes know we don't take kindly to thieving in this town. But those scum grabbed the child and locked themselves up in that house. They're threatening to kill the brat if anyone tries to enter. Okay, and one more thing, I would like to save the game. It's good to have a save. Those scum grabbed the child and locked themselves up in that house. They're threatening to kill the brat if anyone tries to enter. So a typical hostage situation we have here. That's horrible, commented Cinders. Okay. Oh, the poor mother. Thank goodness some lads notified Perrault, the captain of the Prince Guard, drinking in the inn. A few men went to fetch him from the tavern. He grabbed that blade of his and went into the house without saying a thing. I wish that good-for-nothing husband of mine would be so brave, but he's only good for drinking and complaining, I tell ya. It's been silent like a grave in the night since the captain went in. Those who knows what happened there? Such awful times we live in. Okay, that truly is sad. Thank you for telling me," said Cinders. "I hope that child doesn't get hurt. The captain of the guard plans to fight. I'm sure to be dangerous in there." Wait, everyone has stopped talking. Did something happen? Someone is coming outside, and that will be Perrault, as we properly think. Is that the captain of the guard? The child is safe now. Someone get rid of the bodies. Yes, that's Perrault. I think that's the correct way to pronounce his name. Perrault. He's the captain of the guard, and he's an interesting guy, by the way. He just disappeared without even waiting for any thanks. It feels as if he doesn't even care what anyone thinks of him. I'm intrigued to know what sort of man could do something so heroic and yet remain so emotionless about the whole thing. It looks like the child has been reunited with his mother. What a relief. Oh no, I'm running late now. Better go to Tobias right away. And that's cool. Here we have another beautifully done background. Tobias store is near. Okay, just a moment. What the fuck is the music? No, it should be there. No. I guess he was lucky those thieves didn't decide to rob this place instead of one of those poor merchants at the market. Hey, welcome Cinders. Is everything alright? You seemed a bit pale. Here is the music back. That's cool. Yeah. I've just witnessed a terrible scene in the market. A group of brigands kidnapped a child and barricaded themselves in one of the houses. Heavens, did something call the guards? Luckily the captain was nearby and resolved the situation quickly with his sword. As messy as it may seem, that is his job. Glad to hear everyone's alright. And I think we'll do a 15 minutes, in 15 minutes we'll try to do a little break. Not everyone. He killed all those men. I didn't know how to feel about it. You always had a gentle heart, Cinders. Have you missed it? And Tobias, well, it's been too long since you last stopped by. That's for sure. How have you been? Much the same. Camosa works me to the bone every day, and there are times when I wish I could just disappear. But I manage, and there are days that make me happy, like today. I'm so glad to see you again, Tobias. Looks like your shop is flourishing. It does well enough. I hope you know... Oh, sorry. It does well enough. When I scroll the mouse, it goes up or down the dialogue tree, so... Sorry if I do something like that. I hope you know that you can come speak to me anytime you want. And that's Tobias. Cinder's childhood friend, a merchant, as you can see. We used to spend so much time together when we were teenagers. Now that we're adults, it seems like we hardly even catch a glimpse of each other. It's really a shame. You're right. Feels like childhood friendship disappears once you mature. It's hard to keep them alive sometimes, even when you have the best of intentions. Now I'm trying to remember my childhood friends. Two of them there were there. And it was a pleasant thing to have them. But unfortunately they are no longer... Yeah, one of them. No, there's a third one. There's a third one who I believe is one of my best friends. Haha, such a true statement. But I assume you didn't come here just to remember the old days. Sadly, no. I'm on an errand for Carmosa. I'm here to pay you for, well, whatever she asked for. She's being very secretive about the whole thing. Oh, that doesn't sound very optimistic. Now I'm even more curious about this errand. Yes, we will ask him, because it's good to have a wider perspective even if you're not allowed to have it. So, what exactly did Carmosa ask you to do anyway? Sounds mysterious. I'm afraid I can't tell you. Yeah, so at least we tried. Why not? Well, I promised Carmosa that I wouldn't tell anyone. I'd like to keep my word. Also, it's a basic business ethic, Cinders. Well, now the thing with this whole situation that we are now in, is that even if Cinders believes Carmosa is not worth keeping a word, being honored about with her, it's not actually the issue. The issue is whether Tobias should or should not reveal his client's secrets. And I believe Cinders is intelligent enough to see this from a wider perspective, from a perspective of, more abstract perspective. When we have a guy who's a merchant, He has a business to run, and he needs to, you know, have his reputation untouched. Because, you know, if you lose a client, you lose actually 10 more clients, because you lose potential for that person to sort of, you know, give you a recommendation. So I understand that one. Also, it's basic business ethics, Cinders. I understand you gave your word. I shouldn't force you to break it. Even though Hermosa doesn't deserve such a fair treatment. And she said that anyway. I'm glad you understood, Cinders. I really wish I could tell you, but keeping the job a secret was a part of our agreement. My reputation as a merchant is at stake here. After all, everything I said before. Don't worry, Tobias, I won't do anything to make you ruin your reputation. Anyway, Hermosa said that I was supposed to give you some money for this job. That's true, but I'm surprised that she would send you to pay for it. She said something about not having a choice. How much does she owe you? Around 200 sovereigns, I'd say. Just an esteem. That means Hermosa and Tobias haven't agreed on the set price yet. If I could negotiate a discount, I might get in Hermosa's good graces. Or just get some money for myself. And we have a big decision to make now, because there are 4 possibilities. Either appease to friendship. We can try to be seductive, haggle, or let him have the full price. So let's try haggle, because I don't remember I did try this one. I did try seductive and the friend approach. These two I'm quite sure. The first time I played Cinders was she was a friendly, maybe a little bit naive girl, but the second time I tried to play a more manipulative woman, and that is of course the seductive option. But we will haggle. I don't know how this will work. How about 150 sovereigns then? Does that sound reasonable? I wouldn't have guessed that you're such a thing. So 150 is fine. Let's meet in the middle. How about 172? 75, sorry. Good to me. Here's your pay. Oh, nice. You drive a hard bargain, old friend. You really have the making of a great merchant. Thank you. I hope you don't take this the wrong way, but you're really not so different from Hermosa. What? What are you talking about? You tried to get me to lower the price, even though I'm your friend. So, that doesn't mean I'm like Hermosa. That woman is cruel and manipulative. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it like that, he said. Cool. But they only see one side of Hermosa. Her life isn't easy, either. She's a single woman working to keep her house from falling apart. It's not an easy job, but she's very good at it. It takes a lot of hard work and sacrifice. I think you're a better person than she is, but you both have the same spark. You're clever, and you know what you want. You'd be good. You'd be a good leader. I suppose you have a point. I never thought about combos like that before. One more thing, if you hear in the sound a specific tune in the sound of the game, I should actually move my face to this side of the screen, because in the upper right corner a branch icon can show up. It shows that we're in a place where there is a branching in the scenario of the game. People aren't simply good or bad, and those who do bad things usually have a reason for it. You really are a wise man, Tobias. I've always liked that about you. Happy I could see you again. This pleasure was all mine. I hope that you come again soon. I'll do my best until the next time we meet then. Oh, I almost forgot. What is it? Please tell Hermosa that I'll fulfill my part of the deal soon, and she should expect my representative to come by some time tonight. Sure, I'll let her know. The night visit is an important part of the game, I believe. Thank you. Oh, and by the way, I had no idea you have your representatives nowadays. It comes with the trade, I guess. Start throwing coins around and suddenly you find yourself surrounded with people eager to run errands for you. Yeah, cool. Coin, you say? And I thought I had more... sorry. I had more to do with your magnetic personality. It had more to do. Okay. I used to be a magnetic, but it made trading in metalware much too risky for me, so I stopped. Oh, please do tend to underestimate the pain caused by fast-flying uh, cutlery. Cutlery, what that means? It's kind of a... oh, whatever. We'll check that later. There was a time in my life when I was forced to eat with my hands, but I prefer not to speak about it. Oh, okay. A fork. These kind of things. I've missed our talks, Tobias. Me too, Cinders. Hope I'll see you again soon. Much sooner than you can think about. Yeah. I hope so too. Take care, friends. And here we are, back in the town. I really miss the old days when Tobias and I played together. So glad that I could see him again. And I have even an extra 25 sovereigns for myself. And here you have, in the upper right corner, there was the branch. I could stop by the tavern and treat myself with this money. But if I brought it back to Carmosa, I'm sure she'll appreciate it. Big question. Should we bring back the money? Should we go into the inn? Tough call. Tough call. Let's go to the inn, because the inn is another place we will sooner or later visit, and it might be interesting. Let's go to the inn and spend the money, since we, easy comes, easy goes. This place looks so full of life. Although, to be fair, it's a little bit shady too. I heard that it attracts some of the less honest people in town. But at least it's exciting. People here actually know how to have fun. Nothing like that stiff and proper place that I'm forced to call home. Carmos and her daughters are all too proud to do anything fun. Okay, that's another save. It's good to have a save. Well, I'm not going to be like that. I'll order a huge meal and a beer to go with. Oh, the captain of the guard is still here. He's all alone in the corner. Wonder if he'd let me sit with him. Should we approach him or should we enjoy the food? Well, I believe he made a big impression on Cinders, because he went into that house, helped a poor little child, and then he just walked out of there like, okay, I'll just go, and who cares? So it might be a good idea to check out with him, approach him. I'm already spending time drinking beer at the tavern. Might as well just take the plunge. Well, he's looking at me at least, but he's not even talking. Hello? That's a nice conversation beginning. Hello. He doesn't look very optimistic or happy. Do you mind if I sit here? There are plenty of free tables in here, but it seems like you've already made up your mind. Thank you. I just wanted to chat with you, if that's okay. Are you really the captain of the Prince's Guard? I am, Herald said. The king appointed me to this position himself. Ever since his death 2 years ago, I've served the prince. And how is the prince doing? What it's like to serve under him? Do you like it? He's the prince, my ruler and liege. That's all that matters for me. So he seems to be a man of straight thinking, and a man of order, I'm looking for a word that actually describes his personality more better. Maybe I'll remember that later. Oh, I see. I saw your rescue of that kidnapped child this morning. That was really impressive. It was simply my duty, I suppose. And what should we say? Do you really have to kill them? You were brave to fight them. No, this one. Did you really have to kill them? Was it really necessary for you to kill them? Surely you could have let them live. Oh, sorry, I just looked um, at the chat box. No, this is not my first stream. I streamed a few things before. I streamed Age of Wonders 3, that was the game. I'm quite sure that in the movie section of my channel you can find those. Or on my YouTube channel, they are back there as well. So this is not my first stream. This is the first one I'm using. This is the second one I'm using with. I'm streaming with Open Broadcast software, so it's a little bit of a change. Feel free to comment. Feel free to say what you want about the stream or about the games I played. I really want the feedback. Unless you want to say that I'm not suited for this. But since you're keeping with me for so quite some time, I believe it's quite good. This is the first time I'm streaming a visual novel, so this might be a little bit different, and this is a first stream of visual novel for me. I streamed Skyrim a little bit. The problem with the streams is how to say it. It's not that I can't stream, but sometimes I just don't have the time. I don't have a schedule for streaming because my work is requiring for me to be very disposable. Sometimes it's just like, 15 minutes, 1 hour, and I just know that I have to be in another place on the other side of the city because we're doing a transmission there, or we're doing something there, I don't know. And if such a thing happens, I can't plan streams unless I'm absolutely certain that something's going, that I will have a free hour or two. Not to mention that the difference in the time zones also sometimes plays a factor. So it's hard to say. I stream usually once or two in the 2 times in the month. I don't have a set schedule for streaming because and I'm not a very popular streamer. That's for sure. I'm far away from that. So let's just finish this. I'll finish this sequence of the dialogue, and we'll have a short break because I want to drink a little bit, some juice maybe, and then I will come back for, I hope, another hour of a stream. Not to mention that this is also sometimes heavy for the visual novel. Is heavy for my throat, for my voice, because I have to speak a lot, read all the things here that are showing in the screen. If you have any positive comments or comments at all, feel free to give them in the chat box. Feel free to leave them in the YouTube. My YouTube channel is Gabriel99A. You will find this broadcast there as well. Okay, so back to the game. It was not my choice. They chose the path when they put an innocent life at risk. I'm sure these bandits were just desperate and not thinking clearly. It's cruel to take someone's life just because of a poor decision. That's a fair argument, but what would you have me do? Would you rather risk the life of the child who did nothing wrong? Or better, should I leave the fate of the bandits and child to the crowd? What if they tried to break in and the bandits decide to kill the boy? Or maybe the crowd would have burned the house down and everyone would have died slowly. At least by my sword these men were given a swift death, which of course means that he's a good fighter. It's my duty to uphold the peace. That is what I did. Your words may be correct, but your way of thinking is flawed. You hide behind your duty, but it's still your choice to spare a life or take it. Can you really sleep well with such a flimsy excuse as duty? I think that made some doubts in his mind. You have an interesting way of thinking. It's nothing I've considered before. You're an interesting girl. May I know your name? I'm called Cinders, she said. An odd choice. Well, my name is Pearls. My father used to call me that because of my hair. Now it's stuck. Though, When my sisters address me, it sounds more like an insult. I see. Then I wish you well, Cinders. Harold is so unusual. On the surface he might be considered cold and cruel, but he takes his responsibilities very seriously. Being the captain of the Prince Guard can be an easy task. Well, I should probably return to my meal before it grows cold. And then I should head back home. It's getting late. And here we have the choice. We can go either to the forest or to the residence. I will save this here, and thanks for watching for this part. I hope I will come back here in 10 to 15 minutes and we will continue the stream. It won't go offline. It will just be I will just leave it. So feel free to join me then in 10 to 15 minutes. So this is rather a short break. Thank you for your attention up till this point, and hope to see you in after the short break. Yeah, okay. I know what the fuck happened. Why I haven't seen this before? My microphone was muted. Sorry. Jesus. What a mistake. Sorry. I had the microphone muted on my microphone here. You know, and this little thing here. The control panel for my headset. And in the program. I'm unmuted in the program, and I forgot about the muted microphone switch on the control panel of the headset. Now that was something. Okay, so sorry. One thing, thank you Enki for your lovely comment that you think I'm doing good on YouTube. Anything, every feedback like that is very heartwarming. Thank you. I think I will stream for an hour more. So if you can keep with me, thank you. And I hope we might find some more viewers at some point. And now, but let's focus on Lady Carmusa. It seems she's very upset with Cinders and with the fact that Cinders decided to take so long. And the game is asking me to do a choice. Should I apologize to Lady Carmusa or talk to her back? And talking to her back is not exactly a good idea in my opinion, because she's a bitch, that's for sure. And I don't think Cinders should take this kind of attitude as well. So let's apologize. I apologize. There was a lot of commotion in town, and I sort of got caught up in enough with the excuses. Yeah, as I said. She's far away. She's cruel. They make you look so pathetic. If you choose to ignore my orders, at least have the pride to stand by your decision instead of simpering like that. The child you once were is gone. You must be a woman now. You have more pride in yourself. Otherwise, you are nothing more than a lazy and useless little girl. At least you manage to finish the task appointed to you, though I take a little solace in that. There's too much to hope that you managed to keep some of the money I gave to you. Well, he said the price was 200, so that is what I paid him. And we, as viewers and player, know that she did huggle because I decided to huggle, and let's see how this will work. Why am I'm not surprised. I suppose it is foolish to expect from a girl as disjointed from the reality as you. What are you talking about? You never take the first offer. Anyone who conducts business, anyone in the right mind knows that. But Tobias, my friend, you would not enough. I'm not interested in your excuses. What a disaster. You are more useless than I could have imagined. If I stopped feeding you, it would be exactly what you deserve. I suppose I would be arrested for petty crimes if I did that. But Silence. Get out of my sight. Just looking at you makes me ill. It seems we kind of disappointed her at the beginning. You will go to your room and you will stay there until you are summoned. Is that clear? Yes. So that went... The first day went well. Or at least it looks like this. Let me just summarize the first day that we played here. First of 7 days. Remember, 7 days. Cinders did... She did huggle. She did lie. She did her bidding instead of the bidding of her mother. And in the end, her image in her mother's eyes, stepmother actually I should say, is not that good. And in the meantime, we have the prince. Yeah, that's him. And on the first hand, there is Perrault. My lord, I've been told you wanted to see me. Prince Basile. Basile. I don't know how to read that. Basile. I will try to... I think it'll be Basile. I have been informed of the hostage situation in the marketplace today. I also heard that you handled the situation rather admirably. admirably. For that I commend you. Thank you, my lord. But the truth is that I regret having to kill so many men. They could have been put up. They couldn't even put up a fight. And one interesting thing is here that he regretted the killing of many men. I believe that's because we told him that he might have spared him the Cinders dialogue in the inn. Such is the burden of those in position of power. We must make difficult decisions for the sake of protecting others. It's not a choice, but a duty. And you performed your duty to perfection. You honor me with your words, my lord, he said. Cool. You deserve it. After all, my father, your king, has always spoken well of you. I know he even considered you a friend. The king spoke so I am honored by such confidence. Truly, what do you think of my father? How was it to serve under him? The king was a wise, skillful, and strong leader. I would have followed him anywhere. That is what I have heard from everyone who knew him. Already a fade in comparison. My prince. Yeah, he's under the heavy shadow and weight of his father's most possibly political and sorry, and sort of charisma. You know what I mean? I have not yet been crowned, as father's last wish was that I should find a wife first. No doubt he wished that I find someone capable of ruling by my side. Of course, every noble in this land is eagerly pushing an eligible daughter towards me. But I need a strong woman I can rely on, a queen who can support my agenda no matter how hard it's going to be. I am a simple warrior, my lord. I know very little of romance and politics. Nonsense! My father trusted you in more matters than war, and I too am willing to do that. Please advise me, not as the captain of the guard, but as my friend. But I confess, even my own palace is not a safe place for discussing such a delicate matter. Game of Thrones somewhere sounds in the back of my head when I read this type of lines, especially in this beautiful palace type of environment. The halls have ears, and I would not wish for my search for a wife to become any more public than it is already. Might we go hunting together tomorrow morning? I think we would find the forest a safer place for a discussion. Such an action is dangerous, my lord. If something were to happen to you, there is no one to succeed you on the throne. Is that so? I can't imagine anything safer than having the famous captain of the guard by my side. If that is what you wish, my lord, said Perrault Sylvia. Ah, Prince, this is indeed what I wish. You can go now, friend. My prince? Good old Perrault. Brave captain of the Royal Guard, first sword of the kingdom, veteran of the Renegade War. Reduced to killing common thugs and guarding market stalls. Not yet aware of how obsolete his role is. There are different times that require a new kind of bravery and power. Our wars will not be fought using iron and fire, but gold and lies. And here you have another part of this game that I actually like. They tried to change and add some layers to this game and to the story, because it's of course not their story, it's a fairy tale that we know all, I believe. Very common for the Western world, I think. So they added a lot of things and tried not only the endings, but they tried to sort of wave into the whole story something new and exciting. And this is why I found this game so interesting. The first time I saw it, actually when I saw it, it was quite expensive, at least for me then. Now it's just another game you can buy for not that much money, I think, but it is there. So if you can if you find it interesting. I will stream it again, I think, because it's a nice stream. Today's stream is one of my nicer streams that I had. Not to mention that this game shows how interesting a game can be, even if it's only graphics and texts. Because when I become the king and start realizing my plans, goodness knows, I'm going to need someone like you. Oh, a man with a vision, isn't he? Okay. And later that night, Cinder is in her room/kitchen. Finally, I have some time for myself after doing Kermus's bidding all day. Still, it could have been worse. And I like the way she smiles. This graphics design is just perfect. Hermosa was furious and I got nothing but cold scraps for dinner. But at least I was able to get away from the house for most of the day. I always loved going into town. I can't believe how exhausted I am after today. Though, my feet ache and I feel so sleepy. Anki, you say Siberia. Yes, I played. I played Siberian. I haven't beaten the game. I was quite like, I don't know, somewhere in Russia, deep, not on Siberia yet, but somewhere on the border. There was a chapter in the game. And you're a fan of adventure games generally. Yes, that's cool. Adventure games are. The last one I played for my YouTube account, on my channel, was Book of Unwritten Tales. I was never a big fan of adventure games, like I believe you are, but it's a type of games. These are the types of games that I sometimes like to jump into. You know, have a break from the RPGs. RPGs are my big love, and the genre I personally adore. And these types of games, they are smaller, usually they don't require that much time, and I always found them very interesting, so I hope we find some connection there. My feet ache and I feel so sleepy. I should go to bed. Kamosa certainly won't allow me to sleep in tomorrow. Knocking sound. What was that? Someone knocking at the door? Why would someone be visiting us at such a late hour? And here we have silence. I paid for your discretion, and yet you pound on the front door as if it's a war drum, Lady Carmosa said. Yeah, not being a fan, but maybe I will become after Siberia. So I understand you're playing Siberia now. I always found adventure games, just jumping from the from some Cinders as a game for a moment. I always found them a little bit overdeveloped, if you know what I mean. They develop games, and in a lot of adventure games, you find yourself sooner or later in a situation where you have to go look and you try things, everything on everything. You know, every item you possess on everything you can put it on, and sometimes it becomes frustrating. That's something that I personally remember in a game called Touche. It was one of the first adventure games I played back in the 90s. Yeah, your favorite games are Witcher 2 and Dragon Age Origins. Both of them I played on my channel with Let's Plays. That's good to hear. It means we have the same kind of taste, I think. Okay, Lady Carmosa says silence. Someone is pounding on the front door. Right, pardon madam, I swear I'll be silent as the tombs are right away. Mum's the word. Enough with your nonsense. Package is ready to go. Can I trust you? Oi, you wouldn't have pride, madam. I'm more trustworthy than an old priest in a confessional. Such an utterance is of little comfort to me. No one can escape Carmosa's biting tongue, said Cinders. Now prove there is... Lady Carmosa, now prove there is some value in your words, and go before someone sees you. Cinders is thinking. A shady thing is going on, it seems. I think he's gone. What's that all about? What on earth is Carmosa trying to hide? Maybe I should sneak out the window and try to follow him. He can't have gone far. If I leave now, I'm sure I can catch up with him. No, that's crazy. I can't do that. And there is another big question that we need to try. What should we do? Should we stay in the room or follow the mysterious visitor? The first time I played this, I'm quite sure I followed the mysterious guy. No, sorry, the first time I didn't. The second time I did, and I even revealed myself. So this time we'll do this in a sneaky way. We are going to follow the mysterious visitor, whoever that might be, and as you can quite clearly see, I try to impersonate his voice a little bit differently. I'm not a very good voice actor, I believe, but sometimes I just like this kind of to add this little bit of myself. Must be crazy. This might be my only chance. How long have I waited here, wishing for a chance? Finally, an opportunity has presented itself. Carmosa clearly has a secret. If I could figure it out, I might have an advantage over her. No one is outside the window. Now is a good a time as ever. Here goes nothing. Here we go. Oh, a night sky with tons of stars. Beautiful. Well, now what? I tried to keep my distance while following that man. Now I've lost his trail completely. If he's somewhere up ahead, I'll really have to hurry to catch up with him. What if I accidentally pass him, and I run the risk of running into him when I return home? Ah, curse these demonic excuses for plans, said a shady character, whoever that is. The way you scrapped as a fellow, you're more like wildcats than scrubs. That must be him. He's close. I'd better hide. Arr, blasted rocks! What are they doing in my path? You think they clear out this place, accounting that a fellow can't see a thing in the dark? It's not proper, I tell ya. Now he looks interesting. With a hat, brown hair, something sort of a coat, I think, and very shady. Yeah, he's a shady character and his shady looking hands. More of a claws-like hands. Well, I'm sure this be the place where I scheduled to meet that smart-ass merchant. Smart-ass or not, should you be more careful when talking about the man who pays you? Tobias. Aye, boss, I was just talking a little to myself, no harm meant, you know. Truly, I suppose I can let this one go. If you've brought the package as discreetly as Lady Carmosa requested. Of course, and about it, boss. It would me honor that you doubt me competent for even a moment. No, I never doubt you. Now hand it over. Before I do, boss, I have a little something I'm needed to ask ye. What would that be? Said Tobias. You know I'm an honest man, but my curiosity just took hold of me so hard I had to have a look inside this package. And lo and behold, my eyes pierce a mighty fine necklace set with rubies and made of gold. It's worth thousands of sovereigns at least. It's worth thousands of sovereigns, yes? Oh, sorry. I thought that Tobias said that. I specifically instructed you not to look inside. But the necklace, yes, it's probably worth quite a lot of money. I don't get it, boss. Why the noble lady paying us to take these off her hands? Seems all wrong. Ways around to me. I'm sure she has her reasons, and you're not being paid to poke around and ask needless questions. In fact, if you don't keep your mouth shut, you won't be paid at all. Now that's an interesting thing happening there. Oh boss, no need to get so angry. My wolf is secure as the royal treasury it is. I doubt the Count's I doubt the content are quite as valuable. Still, you've completed your task, so here's your pay. 15 sovereigns. Try not to drink it all at once. Now, Cinders paid him 175. He paid this shady character, who is sort of his employee, 15. So he's 150 in his pocket. Interesting. 15 sovereigns. Try not to drink it all at once. Me? Never! You want me with your accusations, boss. You want me with your accusations, boss. I'm sure. Well, we should return to town before someone stumbles upon us. What on earth is Tobias up to? That's Cinders, by the way. Sometimes it's good to have in mind who's saying what lines. Never mind that. If I don't do something, they'll leave before I can do anything. Now might be my only chance to confront him, but I probably shouldn't act so too impulsively. And the thing is, I don't want this impulse to be on to sort of struck her. So no, we won't. We will go back home. We won't confront Tobias now, because I don't think that's a good idea. Not to mention that there are two men doing shady business somewhere in the middle of a forest. So we go back home. I think I've seen enough. Better get back before they catch me. If someone finds me missing. I'll talk to Tobias about this later after I've had some time to think about it. It's better to speak with him alone anyway. Here we go. In the morning. We are still in the forest. Oi, what a night. Maybe boss was right when he said not to drink away my pay in one go. Unreformable. These guys are not reformable. Alcoholics, drug addicts. Still can't say it wasn't worth it for how great last night was. Wait. What exactly happened last night? How did I even wind up here? The deer went this way, my lord. Wait, someone's coming. Better lay low for a mite. No, he said that, okay. Hurry before it gets away. Forget the deer, Captain. There are more important matters at hand. Here we have Prince Basil and Pearls. This is about what you asked yesterday, my lord. I know little of politics or the affairs of the court. That's exactly why I need you. You're straightforward and honest. And you things I can't. Behind all these smiles, everyone in the court lies to me. No, you're the only man I can trust. I will serve you to the best of my ability. What is it that you wish to discuss? It's about my father's last wish. I must have a wife before I ascend the throne. How am I to choose one? There is a ball in a few days, said Broad. Isn't that your chance to find an eligible young lady? In theory, but that's the problem. How will I be able to tell? The monarchy is weak without a king, and the nobles around me are plotting to advance themselves. They groom their daughters like praised spaniels in the hopes that I'll be taken in by a pretty face. I need a wife who is strong and smart. Someone who can rule the kingdoms wisely, not feed me her father's poisonous words. Or mother, remember that. But I doubt if I'll ever find such a woman. Don't give up on every maid in the kingdom, my lord. And the branch is already there, suggesting that this is, of course, again, a line that is a direct consequence of one of my previous choices, most possibly the choice to speak with Perrault. Even yesterday I met a young woman who had a quick wit and a fire in her eyes. She did not seem like a woman of nobility, though. A shame that is, for I would gladly have gone to see any woman that you hold in such regard. And yet you must choose a wife from among the nobility regardless, said Perrault. It is, after all, tradition. Prince, as if tradition matters to that blood of vipers. They plot to control the throne before it is even in my grasp. If I marry to please a powerful house, I risk having a fool for a wife. But what other choice do I have? If we respected the traditions to the fullest, you'd be able to choose any woman at the ball, even someone you didn't know, said Brold. How convenient that this rule is often forgotten. Someone I didn't know. Captain, you're brilliant! It's perfect, he said. I'm not sure I follow your thinking, my lord. Masquerade ball! I'll be able to choose from the woman without discriminating over looks or political ties. They've been pushing me to follow tradition for so long they can't complain if I remember the old rules. Captain, you truly are a remarkable man. I see now why father trusted you so much, and my throat starts to hurt. For an hour and a half I'm reading. We'll have to think a way to... Well, who cares? And Brold says, of course, my lord. Well, it's always an honor to be of service. Thank you so much, my friend. You are a rare breed indeed, still faithful to your ideals. Ideals or not, our prey has long since escaped us. And if we linger any longer, people might grow suspicious, said Brold. You're right, my friend. Let us return to the castle with all haste. Now that I have a solution in mind, I can return with a light heart. And shady character, he was in a good moment and in a good time. Well, that's a bit of juicy gossip you don't hear every day. A masquerade ball, hey? I know a certain lady who would pay handsomely for this information, that she would. The day may have started lousy after all of Black Knight's drinking, but it's turned out to be quite a good one, after all, he said. All thanks to a few extra rounds at the pub. You can't go wrong with these. Or rather, he said with that. So sorry. And here we are, Cinders, yawning. Yeah, she had an interesting day, yesterday, in the game, yesterday. What time is it? The sun is already so high in the sky. I must have slept in. Considering how long I spent outside last night, it's hardly a surprise. Still not sure what to think about what happened. I want to trust Tobias, but well, at least it's something different from the usual. It's strange how my life has been so boring all this time, and suddenly all these things are happening to me. But even stranger than that, I wonder why no one has come to wake me up yet. It might be at least noon, if not later. Surely Carmosa hasn't decided to be gracious and grant me a holiday. I want none of your pitiful excuses. Oh, Carmosa's definitely not in a gracious mood. Scary. So I should get going and see what's going on before she catches me like that. Okay, and I think after this scene we'll finish the stream because but it's not only my throat, but I actually know what to do. Plus I would like to read some books here today in the evening, because it's evening here. Everyone is here, said Cinders. You're an even bigger disappointment than usual. Looks like Carmosa's mad at Gloria today. I wonder why. Hey, Sophia! Sophia! Cinders, not so loud. I don't want to get in trouble. Miss any of this. What's going on? Business as usual. Mother is in a bad mood, and Gloria was the nearest thing she could yell at. I'm not interested in your excuses. It's your duty to make sure there's enough wood for the fireplace. But if their servant is allegedly ill, then find someone else. Do it yourself if you have to. I'm sorry, Mother, I understand. And I wonder why this is showing. I think how Gloria reacts also depends on one of the previous decisions we made. If you truly understood, this wouldn't have happened in the first place. I am wasting my breath. I can only hope... Oh, sorry. That's my antivirus. I can only hope that you learned your lesson and this won't happen again. It seems I can't trust you girls with even the smallest tasks. I wish that one of you would finally take charge of things. Yes, Mother. Well, don't just say yes, prove your worth by taking action. Okay, actions you want, action you will have. Make sure dinner is ready in 2 hours. I expect the wood to be chopped by then as well. Don't worry, Mother, I will. Cinders, Sophia, why were you two wasting your time eavesdropping instead of being useful? And she jumps straight into a mood, trying to fulfill the role of her mother. Oh, sorry. It's not a waste of watch the mighty, all-knowing Gloria gets scolded by Mother. What's this? Usually have such a sharp reply, but now you can't think of anything to say. What even happened to the perfect, glorious, outspoken Gloria? One scolding from Mum is all it takes to shut you up. I don't have time. Yes, that was Avast. I don't have time to deal with your childish jealous right now, but watch your tongue. It will certainly get you in trouble someday. Anyway, you two heard Mother. Dinner must be ready in 2 hours, so get started. What? Why do you have to get dinner? Why do we have to get dinner ready? Because I'll be busy taking care of Mother's other needs, like getting the wood chopped, so she will be working with an axe. If you'd rather not, I can always tell Mother you refuse to obey her orders. Fine, I'll do it. Just pray that your food isn't poisoned. As if that has you had the guts to do such a thing, little sister. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have duties to attend to. Yep, the poison is in this game. Somewhere later down the line. Well, it looks like I'm stuck working with you, Cinders. You sure told her. I can try to build up her confidence, or say why you are so cruel to Gloria. Now, number two. Let's go with this one. You sure told her. And Cinders is the little manipulative woman, isn't she? Whoa, you really told her. Oh, nicely done. Of course I did. Here we have the branch, suggesting that this is an important consequence, I think. It's nice to see Gloria get a taste of her own poison once in a while. It's even nicer to see her at a loss for words. You really hate her, don't you? I never thought about it before, but I guess I do. Gloria was always cruel to me. She keeps trying to be like Mum, and she thinks Mum will acknowledge her, but she keeps putting me down. Well, things haven't been as bad ever since you came along. You're getting the brunt of it now. Yes, I hate her. I don't always hate her, but I definitely do now. At least she got her due. This time, she might be Kermos's favorite, but we're the ones on top for now. True, but I don't feel that great about it. Well, that's not important. If we don't finish dinner on time, we won't be on top for much longer. And yeah, more or less that's all I planned for today when it comes to the streaming. It'll be nice having someone to help me with dinners for once. So let me save here, and yeah,